All right, so welcome everyone to the Thursday, March 28, 2024 Greenway Committee meeting. We're starting the meeting at about 1:30 p.m. So we have a short list of topics for discussion. Larry and I, before the meeting, were talking about this. We'll talk about it more formally. Larry had provided updated information for our the Google map that's on our village website related to the Greenway Committee, and I had imported all of that information into our prior map so that our link is not broken. All of that now shows on the village website. There is one additional layer, which was the original sidewalk layer that I labeled as 2023. So it's still there if we want to ever turn that on and do a comparison, but at some point we can probably delete that. But I didn't want to delete it until we.
So we have the current sidewalks all up and the trails.
I think we do.
Great.
Larry was saying that maybe he might look at a way of designating municipal sidewalks and, or delineating municipal sidewalks and private sidewalks.
Okay.
It's already color coded. Ours are green and the private ones are orange.
Right.
The ones I assume they're that way.
Right.
So you could, but right now you can't turn
A layer.
half of that off.
You can't turn a layer. So you make a new layer for just private and a layer
Yes,
for
that's what the
municipal.
plan is, to split them up.
Is there a map up there now that's future sidewalks?
It does. That's what, if it came up just now, that was the layer that was on top.
Let me
I
see
see
if
it.
I can get to my desktop.
And future ones, future, I have one that as priority, that's probably the one you want to see with things that probably we want to do first. And there's one future and informal pathways, and those are places where you see people walk all the time, but there's nothing and
Yep.
stuff like that. Or also like John Dennis's property with his hiking paths he's got cut is under future.
I'll bring it up so you can see it, Carolyn. It won't take a moment. Once I get through all of the technology. Which area? Oops. This touchpad is extremely sensitive.
Boy, I've never used them, and my,
I don't like
with
it.
one hand, it doesn't move well, and then no.
My kids, I need a mouse, I need a mouse. They hand me their computer, Dad, did something, I go, I can't think without a mouse, give me a mouse.
I'm the same way. Okay, so
And it
this
should
is
come
what
up.
displays right now.
Yellow map, there it is. Those are what I considered, or thought we discussed as,
So those, this is
Can you close that dart thing?
the dark thing.
yeah, X out the label that when it's selected, so just take the X.
Oh, I see.
That'll disappear.
Move this.
Or you can click anywhere on the map, just click on the map and that'll diesel.
That's priority sidewalks.
Well, you see, yeah, those are the
So we
ones,
can uncheck that.
there it is.
Sorry. And, though there's a 2021, I said 2023, but there's a 2021. I'm just basically moving over that and it's selecting it. So this is
That's current.
this is the current one.
Okay, fabulous.
And then we can, the person, once they're looking, they can zoom in and get more detail and kind of figure out what they're looking
Great.
at.
And now go check the priority ones and give us the yellow ones.
See them both, the whole map.
And I think it's at the top, no, at least that's where I put it, there we go, near the top. Here we go.
And then check and uncheck.
It's on,
They'll leave those both and then zoom out of pitch. Leave that, leave that.
Leave the priority?
Yep.
yeah, and just
Zoom out.
out.
Oh, zoom out, okay. It's easier to come down here.
Boy, I'm pretty fast with it. So,
I am not doing anything, I am not doing anything.
You're looking at it funny,
you react
giving it the
slowly.
evil eye.
That's probably
pretty
true. Yeah, this is,
It's good. The only thing we can't see, or we can see it at the left at the bottom, Carolyn, is the Cuga Heights from our line, Cuga Heights at the interchange on Cuga Heights Road, and that runs up to East Shore Drive. Then Dart Drive is there,
Yep.
the issue at Graham Road, the issue at the end right here at Oak Crest. How do we get from Lansing Meadows to the hall? One that I was walking along there and some pedestrians walked by and I talked to them about it, and they happened to be coming right down our street, right in almost in front of here. And I said, what do you think of the sidewalk? She said, well, we just came from the imaging center, and there's no way to walk from the imaging center out to the Trip Hammer Road, and I put that on at the top, yellow line.
Yeah, this one right up here.
Yeah. It's a perfect place for it. It's raised and everything.
So I think to the extent that we're gonna be proposing something, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, way easier than 6, so.
Right, yeah, but
Yeah.
the thing about, we need to think about the Cuyahoga Heights Road is we might want to go for a grant.
100% we have to.
And if we do that, we might get a grant early enough where it can be done in a year while we're doing the smaller ones the same year. It just depends, we're gonna have to hire a grant writer.
I think we also need a joint grant with Cuba Heights and also Cornell. And I think, and also,
Potentially the town.
yeah,
I mean,
the town.
that's what we'll approach
connecting
them all,
municipalities, it's gonna be one of those connecting municipalities, alternative,
intermunicipal,
what is it, the TAP for the alternative transportation, alternative commuter pathway.
right. And the thing that's good about our work with Safe Streets for All and the Safety Action Plan in the county.
Yeah,
Once that's been submitted next year, our grants will be given more consideration than
yeah, I
others,
think we
because we have that.
we should wait for that. Yeah.
And that was, what you saw, you were at the meeting, I'm telling you things that we discussed in our meeting.
Yeah. Yeah,
Safe Streets for All is a grant program.
Yeah, well, there's, Safe Streets for All is a federal program. What we're working on as, from the county's perspective, Tompkins County, plus participating municipalities, there are 11 of us, I believe, is that we're working on a safety action plan that's required. And once we get that plan done, we submit it to the federal government. And at that point, we will be considered members of the Safe Streets for All at the federal level, because we have an action plan and places identified that need to be worked on. This was one of them for the village.
when do you anticipate that being like filed and started?
Next year, 2025. There's a
Like
lot,
January, like May?
April, May.
So 1 year,
Yeah,
so 1 year
1
from
year.
now. I think,
There's
yeah,
a
we shouldn't even
lot of-
think about.
There's a
Cuba
lot
Heights.
of background work that's going, that Cambridge Analytics and Schwartz are doing to get public input and information technology sources for crash reports and dangerous intersections, et cetera, fatalities on roads. All of that's being collected for us, so that becomes part of our safety. So,
Yeah. I don't think we should even think about Cuba Heights Road until that's done, until we have a partnership agreement with
right,
the other 3
Cuba
municipalities.
Heights project.
right.
Yeah, but I'd like to start thinking about these smaller ones for sure,
Yeah.
taking them on.
No, that's, those are controllable, and what John has proposed in the past is, and we're basically kind of getting into the sidewalk policy too, is that if it's small enough, John and his crew might be able to do it, but what he did this year was combine several sidewalk projects, so that would attract a third-party contractor to do them all for us.
Well, maybe those small ones,
You make it big enough to make it worth it.
yeah, maybe we should do that then with the pieces that we want to see.
Yeah.
Are we ready to do the Graham Road that confused, they're doing the parking lot that's happening this year? That parking lot thing at the pediatrics?
Yes, that's going to be done this year. Yeah, well, that's part of the,
Yeah.
bid went out, we had 3 bids, we selected one, we awarded it, they've been notified, so now the trigger has been pulled. They'll be submitting their schedule and planning to
And
get
that
on.
includes a sidewalk?
That's Dart Drive, Graham Road West, and a couple of ADA ramps around Trip Hammer that have been deteriorating, and they will be doing those at the same time, improving those.
I see, so Dart Drive and Graham,
Dart Drive and Graham is basically one
I
project,
see.
and Graham Road West is another.
Okay, so, sorry, can I see the agenda for a sec? I know I have it in my email, but.
That's okay.
Those are already
Update,
factored out.
update of sidewalk policy, associate company. beautification grant, okay, yep, great.
So the plan, there's a plan drawn up now for where the sidewalk will be on Graham Road West?
Yeah.
It's already on that side of the pediatrics
Yeah.
coming down. Yeah, I see.
Anticipate that being done at the end of the summer?
We hope so. It kind of, we won't know the exact schedule until we get the initial plans from the contractor.
So right now, Graham Road West on the map shows both sides, just because I didn't know.
Yeah,
what
John
side.
said there will be sidewalk on both sides.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah,
good, so it's accurate.
So do you think that we could say to John, put on your summer schedule for this year, for him personally to do one of the small sidewalks like Chow, or no? He's already overwhelmed with the sewer and also supervising Dart Drive.
I think, yeah, he's supervising the end of the sewer extension. He's supervising Graham Road, Dart Drive. We have to do some inspections on our side. Plus, I think this year might be problematic. Next year will be a different thing.
Okay,
So I think in our next year, we can start planning on.
okay, so to the extent where we're writing a sidewalk policy right now, it's gonna say, these small pieces either bid out or done internally by the end of
25.
25, and then also that we want to start creating a coalition for Cayuga Heights Road, because I do think that's going to be a multi-year, hugely planned out project.
Yes.
So those are really, I mean, I guess what I'm trying to figure out is like, do we want to do a sidewalk policy? Because originally I did, because I felt like if we didn't have a policy, then the momentum would stall.
Right.
But we have a committee, to the extent that this committee is focused on it,
Yeah, we can focus.
do we want to continue our focus on it? Or do we want to have that policy, because then it says to everybody, this is going to happen? I could be persuaded either way.
Does the planning board rely on using it to push you? Like you had to force, of course, you had
Well,
to force.
the planning board's more concerned
Force them to do
with
everything.
code. The policy can guide them, remind them that we want the sidewalks, but that is already on their radar.
Yeah, they're happy,
focused.
they're sidewalk happy too, so.
And we have the sidewalk policy in pretty good shape. Do you think it's close enough where we could show it to the trustees at some point soon and say, how should we proceed? Should we proceed with the policy, or should we just,
Okay, let me take a look at it.
okay. Don't do a whole lot of work on it, because we've done quite a bit up to this point. Let's not go too far without determining.
Well, I want to differentiate between, I want there to be a policy that says, we're gonna get these small ones done, you know, and then it also says we're gonna formulate a committee for Cayuga Heights Road, because it's really, and by committee, I mean a multi-municipal action group, because, or else, yeah, it's a big thing.
Okay, I'm just making some notes here that we.
Okay, let's do that, I'm leaning towards policy. Policy creates momentum, and we have momentum going right now.
Yeah, we can detach our schedule of priority locations and order from that, similar to the map. We could say that there's going to be a schedule that we will track, but it will not be associated with this policy. In other words, you don't have to update the policy every time you want to change the schedule. The policy will refer to an external schedule that we can use for tracking and prioritization and completion. And then, so we can make the policy fairly simple and keep the schedule with all of the details separate. And we can always update that budget by budget by budget. And leave the policy alone. Make the policy more of a boilerplate or generic. We want to do these things.
So now I'm anticipating the policy having 3 sections. 1 is all the little yellows, 2 is Cayuga Heights Road Coalition, and 3 actually is, Larry, you know that I'm working with the town on their trails.
Yeah, that can,
And 3 would be that, connecting to the town trails. The town, it's going to be called Lansing Greenway. And developing the Lansing Greenway Trail, which will be it's almost akin to a sidewalk to the extent it will traverse down Trip Hemmer.
Well, wherever it has to traverse. We could just call them intermunicipal trails, because we might have one between the village and Cuyahoga Heights at some point.
Okay, intermunicipal
And
trail
village-
development.
Village to Groton, or village to,
Okay,
something
yeah, so
else.
that should be part of the policy as its own section, I think, saying that we're working on this, and we're actually making some progress
Yeah,
in the
Yeah,
town.
In the town.
yeah, the hard part has just been getting village focused on getting these things done, and the more we're doing them, and now the planning board is actually involved too, making sure that the developer, if they need sidewalk for their new development, they plan on that being part of their costs and dedicate that to us when it's finished.
Yeah, Ruth Hopkins was telling me how much Ned Hickey really developed the village is Greenway by having, right from the jump, the New York State law requirement of setting 6% of, developments for pathways and stuff, and then how really, what a blessing that was in retrospect, to see, because I never thought about it, like when I was a law student living across from Lansing Trails.
Right.
Like, I walked those trails every day for 3 years. It never really occurred to me, like some dude, Ned Hickey, put in this clause, and then I lived happily ever after, but didn't know, me and my dog, we didn't know who he was, or what,
It's great, the trails go right to his park, too.
Yeah, I know. So anyway,
Is that, yeah.
so anyway, the town was just talking about him and how that was such a genius idea. Okay, so I am going to take another look at that policy.
Okay.
And kind of make it more of a 3 sections, and just specify some stuff there.
Right. So that's good, that's great. So we've talked about the map, we've kind of got that rolling along, and it's usable at this point, it can always be
One
refined.
point.
But that's the reason that we provided only a link in our document, and that link, as long as we keep that valid link, we don't have to change the document, and we just update this map.
Yeah,
And
and
show the
that
latest.
map, one thing I thought of walking up here, because I walk over the fire hydrant drain and everything down there.
Yeah.
And I said, we have that layer, dangerous places, problem and dangerous, I think we ought to take the word dangerous out.
Yeah.
We shouldn't say that we know it was dangerous.
Yeah.
So I think I should get on there and just say problem points or problematic
I'm not even that, just say
issues or something.
let's actually just take this.
The 2 fire hydrants, the one that you pointed out were on Bomax.
And those
and
are going to be, I
Yeah, I
believe,
think
those are
they'll
going
be
to be
fixed
done
pretty soon
this
this year.
construction window.
That's what you mentioned last time. I hope so.
Future reworking, future modifications, I think you should change it to, because I totally agree with you, that was a great catch, Larry.
Yeah. Okay. Issue.
Future modification or to be modified or something like that. Not corrected and
Future modifications,
not dangerous, not corrected.
right,
The reconfigured, I guess, could be.
future configurements,
something like that.
yeah, either one of those is fine, but yeah, that's definitely a good change to make.
And then, Ronnie, I don't know how, if I'm online at the village one, can I make that change?
I think,
I'm-
like I say, I think I've given you management of that
Yeah,
map. If you cannot.
I remember you
let
did
me
it,
know.
you did it for the Village of Lansing, or Community Party mail list,
Right.
but I don't know about this one.
Yeah, I supposedly can do that, but if it doesn't work, I'll check into it. Let me know if you can't make changes, I'll see if
I
I
can
can.
send you, I'll
adapt.
change it on mine, I can send you that KLM or whatever is filed just for that layer. Can you replace the
I think
layers?
that I can just rename the layer too.
Yeah, you could, yeah, if you're, yeah, that would.
Just send me what you want to
Okay.
rename it. If you can't, send it to
Okay.
me and I will do it. And so we'll get that done quickly. So the next topic, the status of the Tompkins County Beautification Grant, we got the grant. We could spend up to $2,500 and they will match $2,500. I guess we
So we
spend
don't
up to.
actually have to spend anything. because we can provide, so we could provide in kind. So the fact that we're providing the planter and the labor,
Right.
even though it's being provided to us by Mr. Miller, do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it's an in-kind
Okay,
donation.
yeah, that actually completely works. So we do not have to spend a dime. However, he recommended that we spend twice as much.
Who's Miller? Miller he endowed this project.
So, no, there's a professor at Cornell who invented a bulb planting machine.
Oh, okay.
Have you been to Cass Park and you see all those bulbs?
Yeah, I heard Lynn talk
I've
about
walked
it.
there.
So I emailed him and asked him if he would bulb plant for us.
I see.
And he said yes. And so then we applied for this grant. And so actually, so I just printed out his email. He says it's roughly 30 cents a bulb. And so his machine recommends, and they do 7 bulbs per square foot. So he says, so he's giving us ideas about where to plant them. So many in Ithaca are single 18-inch wide strips, others are side-by-side 3-foot wide, built up at 10 inches at a time. I think we could just do singles, and then we can, do more areas. So I figured out if it's 7 bulbs a square foot, it's $2.10, sorry, if it's 7 bulbs a square foot and it's 30 cents. I don't know if his number's accurate, because he just sent it to us, so maybe it is. It's $2.10 a square foot, and so it's $210 for 100 feet.
Feet length.
So I wanted to ask you to calculate some frontages on Google. Could you do that, Ronnie? Like, how long is Shannon Park's frontage?
Oh, we could
I can
go
look at that.
into Google Maps.
Yeah, can we do
and
that?
draw a line and stuff.
So Shannon Park used to have a bulb run, and it got eliminated when they did the cleanup.
Oh, yeah.
So I think it'd be really nice to put that back. And then I was thinking also, Ned Hickey would be nice right in the front, and then also Global Village, what's the park across the street?
Oh, Village Park and.
It's called Global Village.
and-
And I was thinking Marriott Hotel needs it the least,
Yeah,
in terms of, it already has a lot of other things going on.
About Phil
but-
Dankert.
yeah, Phil Dankert Park could use,
That's the one.
near the fence or something where people don't go very often.
The
So-
Global Park is across from Phil Dankert.
Yeah, Phil Dankert is what I meant. So, anyway, we have, so if we don't buy any bulbs ourselves, and it's $210
Per square.
a square foot, and we have
How
2,000,
wide is it? 18 inch, a foot and a half. His planter cuts 18-inch swath, foot and a half swath.
oh, right, okay, so yeah, so then it's a little more than that. You're right. Okay, so I was just thinking by linear feet, it's actually 1.5.
1.5, yeah. So
So it'd be 210
$300 roughly per.
divided by 2 plus
100 feet.
210. Yeah,
Probably could say roughly $3 per linear foot.
yeah, 315.
Yeah.
So I was thinking the front of Shannon Park, the front of Ned Hickey, and I think if we did, I think 1 row. I don't think we need to do 2 rows, 1 row.
Well, we have to think about where people go in and out, because if you went right along the front of the parking lot, the driveway at Ned Hickey is, if you're looking at it, you're looking at this, the west side has the handicap.
Right.
And the track goes, and I said, why didn't they do that? Why didn't they go straight? But if you're in a wheelchair, going straight up is hard. So-
It's to make it ADA compliant.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So if we put it right along the front of the parking lot, I bet most people will get out and walk right across.
Well, I don't know. We would have to mark it until they start
Yeah,
coming
yeah.
out. We'd have to keep it marked. We could prevent people from doing that. So what I was going to say is I've walked over by Waterfront Trail, and they didn't just plant daffodils. They planted
Yeah.
daffodils and crocus.
Yeah, well, it says mixed or single variety, mixed or single variety, yeah.
One front trail, that's one down.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's over Cass.
Yeah.
She was saying Cass Park, that's Waterfront Trail.
yeah.
They've got several areas where they
Well,
did
yeah, I mean,
probably
that one is
50.
it on there, look.
plus compared to, I think, what we're gonna do.
Right.
Is that
Well, do we
easy to
wanna
find?
do-
It's
Do we want to do a mix, though, because it's nice to have not just one color come out.
course.
It's-
And they come out different times.
Yeah.
Yeah,
of
and-
course.
Earlier.
Yeah, so we'll we'll just do the mix.
I mean,
So it's up to us.
I'm just trying to be,
Alliums would be nice, yeah.
yeah, budget conscious.
Well, is the price the same for mix?
I just sent him an email, I don't know if you saw it, so I just
I
sent
haven't
Mr. Miller an email today saying, hey, we got this grant, please send me the names of the wholesalers that you recommend.
Right,
And so I'll call them and then find out prices, and
okay.
we can decide how much we want. Let's decide how much linear feet we want to do, and then we'll figure out if we want to, how much we want to maybe buy or not buy.
Right. So I will go into the maps and I'll do, I'll do a snapshot of what I measured, so it'll show you the length and where I was putting it in case I get the
Yeah.
location wrong, okay?
Yeah.
And I'll send it to both of you. And then
Yeah,
So we're putting it at Shannon Park and Ned
Ed
Hickey
Hickey,
and
Bill Danker.
Danker.
that's what I was thinking, I mean, you can tell me that you think something different.
The one thing, this is a difference, is that what I would like to see, I was talking with John Courtney, and he was saying, well, we don't have any linear feet at Marion Hartel, but what I was thinking is, we have those large stones that separate the park from the parking lot. If we could put, and I don't think the machine would do it, between those stones, if we planted, it would give us color between the rocks, and the DPW crew would not have to edge around those rocks.
But people
It
walk
would make a
between the rocks,
solid
they get out of the car.
wall of rock flowers, rock flowers, rock
You kind
flowers.
of still have to edge.
Well, yeah, but they don't have to go all around the rock, they just edge on the front side and they edge on the back side.
Too. And then the bulbs will be when do they finish? By midsummer, they'll be gone, right? Most of them, or is there something that?
No, this is just a fall, this is just a spring, like,
Yeah, just
they only
spring
bloom for a week.
in the
It's
color.
not-
And then they just become the shoot, not the
There's
shoot,
just the leaves and stuff.
the actual,
They actually form a matrix after, when they treat.
yeah,
I
and
wonder-
they actually start spreading.
Yeah,
So what I would like to do when we purchase, which is what I always try to do in my house, and it doesn't always work, is to just buy whatever they're saying is the best naturalizer, to get the most bang for our buck, like, it hopefully will just continue to bloom for many years.
That's the naturalizer.
And naturalizing bloom is a bulb that
it's like daily.
is gonna come back next year.
Oh, and
Once you
annual.
plant
Some of them,
It's perennial, it's a perennial,
well, all the bulbs, they're bulbs, yeah.
so they would be perennial.
But so the naturalizers means that they like spread and propagate and like
okay.
continue.
Don't have to
I've
maintain it.
never heard that term.
Sometimes.
Yeah, you don't have to do
Oh,
anything.
yeah, when you read bulb catalogs, it always says, like, this one's like, the two things I look for is the longest lasting bloom and then the best naturalizers.
And at
It
least-
doesn't always work, they don't always come back, what?
Least maintenance.
Well, I mean, daffodils are,
I think
all the same.
bulbs, they're, once you get them down, I think they're.
Yeah, the thing is, a lot of people will go and take a lot of trouble to tie them up and trim them, and I don't think it's necessary, is it?
No, I don't do that.
Whole thing, compost right on
I
top.
don't do that, yeah. Okay, so this is good, so we'll see what he says,
And like,
and we'll just figure out how many linear feet we want, and if
Right.
we want to make a purchase.
yeah, what we definitely want to, it's just a matter of how much we can cover and at least start. And if it works well and we find other places, we'll know kind of what we can do in the future.
The other thing that I need to ask him is, so, like, access for the truck, like, how big is this trailer? Like, can he get up that, like, the small incline at Shannon Park, like, is that an issue? You know what I mean?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Like, where can he plant? It's not gonna be everywhere, like you said, it's not gonna be between rocks.
Yeah, I think it might be hard, if the machine is doing this, then getting between the rocks.
Or just getting that, where does that trailer go in terms of our parks? Like, the Ned Hickey one, I think you can get right in from.
Yeah.
But I
Ed Hickey, you can, Phil Danker, you can, Marion Hartel, they can do.
don't know where at Phil Anchor, like, where exactly would we want them to be?
Yeah, that's what I'm.
Like, up on the hill, or,
Yeah, that's a good.
I think up on
On the
the,
hill, that's the thing, not a lot. We've trained there for years, and,
man, I think that should be a tennis court, nobody uses that park.
yeah, along the fence would be nice.
I wish I knew someone on the Greenway committee, we can work on that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know.
there's a backstop.
Well, let's see how much linear feet we have in all these different places, and let's take a look. Can you bring up that park right now?
Oh, I'm sure I can. I can get my fingers to work on this mouse pad, trackpad. Okay, so let me remove layers.
You can turn on the park layers.
Yeah, I just want,
But I want to see the Google of the park, is that what you have?
And where does it show parks and signs?
Which park
There,
markers?
you can see the green now.
Okay, so just have to zoom in.
They're there at the bottom right.
And
I was thinking of something snappy to say, Mike, and nothing came to mind.
So the park layer has the names of the parks and also most of the facilities. So it shows basketball,
Yeah.
swing set, picnic,
Yeah, so I mean,
soccer.
sports
it might be nice to just go right here,
on the hillside like
Yeah.
that.
like right above the hill, or it might, be, because then when you're driving, I think you get a nice view.
And if you put it on the hill, start back, a little ways back from the parking lot, because people do go up and down.
You go up,
Just be here to here.
sorry, say again?
I don't know, like what about right here?
Well, that's where everybody goes from the parking lot right to the,
sports field, from the parking lot.
so we move it.
Do 10 feet,
Oh, we could go right up.
no 10 feet, 10 feet, no 10 feet. You could do it like that.
Oh, where you
So you
have
could still walk
segments,
between.
segments.
Yeah,
Well, the total length, say, from
yeah, just avoid
The north
right straight
edge.
beside.
No reason to go all the way down here, right? Because you're not gonna have a view. Oh, wait, maybe you would have a view. Would you have a view?
Yeah, there's a view, except that the,
would have a
call it the pavilion is in the way. If you're coming from the street, you're looking
Yeah,
through the
but you still
pavilion.
see, I'm just thinking about mostly you're just, it's just for the drive-by kind of effect.
Along
Okay,
the,
so that's 200.
Show me where you would like for it to start, not
I
north
have-
to south.
I don't know, I'd have to.
I would go
see.
right about where you're at and then south,
Yeah, like
and avoid,
from here to here.
away from, not quite so
Gotcha,
far.
gotcha, okay,
down.
so about right here?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay, let me,
because people go from the parking lot, or from the pavilion, people play on the hill, and then from the
just,
parking lot,
it's
they,
not gonna be, I mean, it's just this wide. It's not the whole hill.
yeah.
so we're gonna say that's,
about it.
let's say that's about 150 feet, okay?
Why wouldn't you go all the way down? Keep going, keep going.
We can't go to there.
Where can we go to?
Well, we've got to give the people room to walk up to the sports.
No, but I'm thinking they would just do it like this. Like, just do it like this.
Oh, and just tell him to leave like an 8-foot
Yeah,
space
just,
between those?
just go, yeah.
Okay, so,
And the bulbs are only in bloom for a week, right? So for a week, you can walk through.
well, we don't want them walking over the plants while they're growing either, though.
That's
So
true.
let's do from. So that's maybe
230.
230 feet, and we have,
And we could space it.
we need so let's say 200 feet. That'll give us 30 feet, which is about 4 segments where people can walk through.
Yeah.
So let's say 200 feet here, okay?
Okay.
All right. Do we want to have any for the global village on the other side of the street?
I'm not so.
That's not going to get as much sunlight,
That's only $630.
right?
That's not too much.
Right along the fence at Ned Hickey Park, nobody gets near the fence, hardly ever.
You want
Should we
to
look
do-
at Ned Hickey?
Could run right,
Another-
I mean Dankert Park, right along that fence, if you ran
Run
the road.
another
Yeah, like down there.
set of bulbs?
Yeah,
right
it couldn't,
here?
doesn't have to be that long, but
I think we need to find out from Mr. Miller, like, if his machine has limitations as to access.
and things like that.
That's what I'm wondering, the topography,
Yeah,
like a hill
right.
or what have you.
And
So
the,
we shouldn't plan this out too much until we talk to him about that.
and we might not be able to get that close to the fence because of the constraints.
not.
Yeah, the machine.
Right, yeah.
Is it being towed or is it being,
I think it's towed, yeah. I think it's a trailer. Let's look at Ned Hickey for a sec. It's kind of fun to look at it, though.
Let's see here. Gotta go back up. I can get to it faster that way. I wish I had a mouse.
yeah, me too.
Why don't you just have one? Like, why don't you just keep one here with that computer?
Oh, I have to I don't have a square for Ned Hickey for yeah, there should be a,
This doesn't show our,
there is a square on my map. I
well,
don't know why I don't have it.
this doesn't,
That's gonna be so short. How many feet is that gonna be?
We don't have the new,
If you were to measure that right now?
and I'm guesstimating because,
Yeah, that's like nothing.
say 50 feet, right there. We could also do
along that,
back over here.
yeah.
I got it, could do, I'm thinking, let's start on
I
this.
wonder what, yeah, my information, I have the map that has the pavilion, everything on it, parking lot.
75 feet plus 125 feet for Nantucket. We could do one along the top, the northern border, and one on the western edge. So that's 125. And we were,
They have the new trees there. There may be some way to work it in with the new trees as long as the machine gets, if you need to access
I
it.
don't think so. I think it's gonna be a straight line. And then how long is Shannon Park? It's probably only 50 feet also. Maybe we can do both sides of Shannon Park.
so you're thinking right here?
The way, they used to be here,
Yeah, that
but then I'm thinking we can do both, because
Oh,
it's so
there's
short.
like-
row of forsythia bushes there right now.
No,
Did they take them out? There, see that?
Yeah,
They're all forsythia.
oh, on this side,
Yeah.
yeah, but it's, they're, I mean, they're,
People, I don't think anybody accesses it coming up that hill. I think they all come in from the backside or the,
Okay,
I usually go in from there where the cursor is right now.
so that is
That's
about
nothing. Yeah,
40 feet.
yeah,
you could put a couple of rows there.
and we can go,
Hang on a second, I've got to turn
we can
down.
go all the way around, maybe we can do this from the bench. Do.
Okay, so I can try that. There to there, there to there, and there to there, and there to roughly.
Where that culvert goes, there's a,
About
Yeah,
250
I'm
feet.
thinking that it's gonna be hard to do. The slope is here, so I'm just wondering, we have to ask him.
Yeah, so 250
Yeah.
feet there.
So, yeah, so this is definitely affordable. This is great. We can probably cover all the parks with a strip.
Yeah.
yeah, we get about
Fine.
600 feet. We talked about 600 feet. And what was it? 300 per 100 feet. So $1,800 are nowhere near your one, even half of it.
Well, let's get the quote, the actual price of the bulbs, and then I'm gonna ask him if he'll come look at the parks with us, or me, if you guys want, either way. So, I have one more thing unrelated that I wanted to ask about,
Okay,
not on the agenda. Can I add an agenda item?
that's what the other topics.
Oh, other topics. Let's move to other topics until we get more information from Mr.
Yeah.
Miller. So Larry, Ronnie had asked me to update the comprehensive plan. And I have this vision that I'm going to work with someone from the planning board, and the two of us are sort of gonna just supervise asking different people to update certain sections, because the comprehensive plan that we have right now, done by Lisa and Deborah, is really a very usable document. And we just need to look at it and take each section one by one and update it. And so I was going to ask you and Lynn if you would be willing to be the updaters of the Greenway section. Is that something that you would consider?
Okay, yeah, I talked to Lynn about it.
Okay. So, yeah, we have, if you take a look at the comprehensive plan, which is on the website, I have a copy right here if you want to look at it. We have, different sections. And one of the sections is, the parks in Greenway, and it's really nice to see, when you look at the comprehensive plan, which is written in 2015, how much was accomplished in the Greenway aspect
Yeah.
of their goals. I mean, that's really, really, I don't know, affirming?
Yeah.
That's the word, because you see like, oh, 10 years ago, they wanted this, and then in 10 years, look at, so one of the sections in the plan will be what we wanted 10 years ago and what we've done.
Accomplishments. in other words.
Accomplishments, and there really are quite a few. And in addition to the accomplishments for Greenway accomplishments, then there'll be Greenway goals for the next 10 years. And it's a lot of the stuff that we've been talking about, providing a walkable village and sidewalks and just, beautifying the area.
And our current Greenway plan at one of the appendices is the things that we have accomplished over the years.
Yeah, so we already got,
So you got a good
chart,
chunk
right?
of it
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
so is that a section that you would be, yeah, well, you can either think about it yourself or talk to Lynn. But I've been today sending out emails asking people if they want to take on certain sections.
Thank you
Everybody's,
for doing this.
everybody's looking forward to your emails, I'm sure.
Well, most of the people I don't know. Actually, I got a list of names from Ruth Hopkins of people who wanted to be involved in the village. And I only knew one of the people, so I sent 6 emails to people that I don't know,
That's good. I don't know why we don't see these people more.
asking them if they wanted to work on a section. And then I sent one to Yamila asking her if she wants to be my partner in crime. Hopefully she does. And I actually think there'd be 3 people on the actual committee, not just the 2 of us.
She still interested in being active? Did she move out of the village?
I'm sorry?
Yasmin Miller, did she move out of?
Oh, yeah, no, Yamila,
Oh, yes.
no, the one who's on the planning board I'm talking about.
Okay.
Yamila Fournier.
Oh, I thought you said Yasmin Miller. I was going to say, really?
Oh, I don't know who that is.
She
Can I
ran
ask her?
for mayor about, what, 8 years
Oh,
ago?
that reminds me, I should ask
Faster.
Julie Baker. She wants to be on my
She might
committee.
have some names,
No,
if she can't. I
Or
think she's
Shep.
fairly busy. She and Ship are fairly busy, but she might know someone.
Well, just to take a section and you have 18 months to accomplishment, I think everyone should take a section. Except for you, Ronnie, you have enough sections. Everyone else should take a section.
I would be a bottleneck, I'm afraid, right at the moment.
It's not true, you always get things done. Anyway, if you would talk to Lynn and let me know.
I'll do that.
The only problem with me offering you the Greenway section is I sent 6 emails today saying, you can have any section you want.
Well, maybe somebody else.
Well,
will
just
come
say, sorry,
forward.
that one's already spoken for.
Well, I'll be like,
Or we can put.
yeah, I'm like, oh, I sent 6 duplicate emails today, so your section's gone.
Well, but if they want to work on the Greenway section, they
Yeah.
can.
Yeah, they
work
can
it.
all go together, yeah.
Yeah, so
It doesn't have to be a 2-man job.
it just gives you another perspective in writing.
The other thing I want to do for many, many perspectives is I actually want to do a survey, full village survey, and then also just ask people who, okay, I don't want to run on section, but I'll meet for a drink, and I'll just give you my thoughts and feedback.
Yeah,
So I want to do like interviews, village interviews, and then village survey. And then try to get as many people involved in writing sections. That's sort of my plan.
I think that one thing that happened, and I'm going from memory, so beware, that Pat O'Rourke semi-surveyed the local businesses too.
Oh, that's a good idea, I didn't even think about that.
I mean, we have,
Deb mentioned talking to the mall,
yes,
but not, I didn't think about all of it.
like you could Cayuga
Small,
Mall,
smaller business.
shops at the mall.
Business survey.
the Small mall across the highway.
That's a great project for somebody.
Chip Hammer Marketplace.
Okay,
And we have the Cayuga Medical over there now.
Yep.
And, they might be able to provide a new perspective on things they would like to see too.
okay,
So,
okay. All right, that's it for me.
okay. I think that's it for us. So we calculated about 600 feet right now, linear feet.
Yeah,
Rough estimate for the bulbs.
yeah, that's
But we won't,
one strip, basically.
yeah, and we won't, that's not a formal number. We won't be able to get that until we talk with, what's his name? Miller?
Yeah,
Mr. Miller?
yeah.
Professor Miller, Dr. Miller? Do you know?
It's definitely professor.
Yeah, German, that you get them all, he'll be Herr, Sir, Professor, they have all, they string them all up.
Yes, I'd like to find out.
And what-
When you meet
he's
with
in
me, let
agriculture?
me know. I'd like to try to be there if
Come
I
with,
can.
yeah.
He's in ag school or something?
I don't know, I can check my email.
And, you know, we can always purchase some extra bulbs to see if we can get some volunteers to hand plant in certain areas too. So we don't, if we get a few extras. Well, if we've placed an order, we'll know
mean,
what we,
I don't really know, it doesn't really say
Okay.
in his email,
look him
but he's a professor of or anything.
His first name there?
His name is, I think it's William Miller. Yeah, we could Google him pretty easily.
So is this a machine that he built himself? Oh, yeah, interesting. Wonder if he's thinking of having it mass produced.
I don't think so, because they did Cape Bass Park so many years ago.
So in Cass Park, where exactly is it? If it's a good time to see
If you take a waterfront trail, there are several areas.
It's blooming right now.
Yeah, it is.
Go look at it today.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
We start over by the Children's Garden and go north and then cross over at the ice rink, cast rink, and then kind of walk around by the boatyard,
Yeah.
and then down the trail of the inlet, and there are like 5 or 6 stretches of bulbs, and they can tell it was a machine because it's,
Yeah,
but it looks like he did 2 rows.
and it looks great right now,
Yeah, it's pretty, yeah, it's very nice.
so.
Too bad I
Okay,
don't have a pair.
Okay, anything else?
that's it for me.
I'd like to get that dangerous thing corrected.
Yeah, we can do that,
Okay,
yeah. And
I'll try it and see what happens, and I'll let you know if I.
let me know, and just let me know what you want to put in there, and I can do that quickly, and I'll try to, at the same time, try to figure out why you can't make changes when I thought that I gave it to you.
Yeah.
I'll do some research, so, okay, that's it for me too. Thank you for quick meeting. Fast.
Okay, meeting adjourned.
Appreciate it. So we are adjourning today's meeting at 2:16 PM. Shut down the recording.
Okay, thank you.